Namaskar and welcome. In a world where education is the key to shaping society, it is the teacher who stand at the center of transformation. But what fuels a teacher to go beyond the call of duty? What inspires them to lead change, not just in the classroom, but within the school and beyond? Today we explore a compelling theme, fueling change from within, the power of teacher motivation. Joining us for this special session is someone who has been at the forefront of educational leadership in India, Dr. Santana Mishra, in charge of the Office of National Center of School Leadership at NIPA, New Delhi. Dr. Mishra has worked closely with school leaders, principals, and policy makers across the country. The idea that motivated teachers are the strongest catalyst for meaningful, sustainable change in our education system. Let's welcome Dr. Swantana Mishra and gain insight from her experience, vision, and deep understanding of what drives teachers' leadership in today's times. Teachers are undoubtedly the backbone of our education system, but the challenges they face in today's fast-paced world can leave them feeling overwhelmed. Madam, welcome here for this session. First, how can we ensure teachers stay motivated in the face of adversity? We would explore this question in today's session.
Thank you. Thank you so
Welcome,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me and मेरा नमस्कार सभी को जो हमारे साथ इस वक्त जुड़े हुए हैं. It is indeed a very important topic, fueling change from within, the power of teacher motivation. Because teacher motivation is vital. It is not just about passion, it is about sustaining that passion over time. Because if you look into the National Education Policy 2020, National Education Policy says that education must build character, enable learners to be ethical, rational, compassionate, and caring, while at the same time prepare them for gainful, fulfilling employment. Now, this is not possible if the teacher is not motivated enough, is giving his or her 100% in the class in terms of interacting with the learners, creating conducive environment, and giving them all sorts of mechanisms, all sorts of tools, so that the child can actually have this holistic development, which is the goal of National Education Policy.
How teachers motivated during their class, in between their class, after their classroom teaching also?
That's true, very true, very true. Because, when the teachers are motivated, they are more engaged. They are more involved in what they are doing with their students. They bring out creative pedagogies. They don't, they mix and match things, because nowadays we are talking about inclusive classrooms where we have children coming from different backgrounds. They are coming with different learning abilities, physical abilities, and we are not segregating them. We are bringing them all together. So for actually dealing with such an inclusive group, the teacher that needs to be more creative, and this creativeness comes from the teacher who is motivated enough. Also, these sort of teachers are resilient. They go on trying new and innovative things until and unless they reach their goal, they achieve what they need to achieve in terms of learning outcomes, in terms of development of their students, and so on and so forth. Yeah, in the society. True.
Teachers means motivated teachers. In terms of motivated teachers, we can say, आज के संदर्भ में अगर मैं कहूँ मैम, तो सिर्फ एक सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज ही टीचर के लिए ज़रूरी नहीं होता है. That is not for motivated teacher. Every teacher can pour their subjects in classroom teaching. But we need a motivated teacher.
True.
So that we get 100% of the quality as well as quantity of the school, students, environment, everything.
वेरी ट्रू मैम। एक्चुअली इस बात को समझने के लिए पहले ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि मोटिवेशन होता क्या है, क्योंकि मोटिवेटेड टीचर बोलने से कि हाँ ठीक है एक टीचर है और उसे हमने मोटिवेशन दे दिया है, पर मोटिवेशन कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है जो हमने कहीं से ली और किसी को ट्रांसफ़र कर दी। मोटिवेशन हमारा एक इंटरनल स्टेट ऑफ माइंड है जो डायरेक्टली गाइड करता है हमारे बिहेवियर को, कि हम अपने गोल्स को डिफरेंट प्रोसेसेस जो कि शेप हो रहे हैं हमारे कल्चरल नॉर्म्स के थ्रू, वैल्यूज़ के थ्रू, प्रैक्टिसेस के थ्रू, उनको हम किस तरीके से हमारे बिहेवियर को हम किस तरीके से दे रहे हैं, सामने प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। जैसे हम बचपन में खेला करते थे ना पुश पुल टॉय, सो वैसे ही हमारा सिचुएशन में हम किस तरीके से रिएक्ट करेंगे, किस तरीके से हमारा एनर्जी रहेगा, वो सब कुछ डिपेंड करता है मोटिवेशन पे। तो इसीलिए टीचर मोटिवेशन एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो कि उस टीचर को उस कार्य को करने में, उस कार्य में लगे रहने में और उस कार्य में जो डिज़ायर्ड आउटपुट हमें चाहिए वो वहाँ तक लाने में मददगार साबित होती है। तो इसीलिए टीचर का मोटिवेशन बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस है जब हम एजुकेशन सिस्टम की बात करते हैं,
क्योंकि एजुकेशन ही है, अगर एक देश को आगे बढ़ाना है तो उसका एजुकेशन सिस्टम स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए। और स्ट्रांग अगर पिलर देखें तो हमारे टीचर्स और बच्चे हैं। अगर टीचर्स मोटिवेटेड है देन वी कैन से इट इज़ फॉर आवर society, our country, our state, everything for development of everything. Yes. We can say we are motivated. This word you clearly define. Motivation is not the out. There are different types of motivation factors. Can you explain, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, when we talk about motivated teachers, can we have the next slide, please? So when we have motivated teachers, so the previous one. So when we talk about the motivations, एज जैसा अभी आपने मुझे बताया कि एक मोटिवेटेड टीचर होता है ना, तो वो क्लासरूम के कल्चर में क्यूरियोसिटी इनग्रेन करता है, रिस्पेक्ट, इंगेजमेंट, इंक्रीज स्टूडेंट अचीवमेंट हो जाता है, क्योंकि अगर बच्चा क्यूरियस है, इंगेज्ड है क्लास में, तो अपने आप ही उसका अचीवमेंट बढ़ेगा, क्लासरूम का डायनामिक्स अच्छा हो जाएगा और इससे क्या होगा, एंटायर स्कूल कम्युनिटी के लिए यू विल हैव पॉजिटिव आउटकम्स। तो क्योंकि आज का अगर हम टीचर को देखें ना, NEP 2020 भी जिस तरीके से हमें एक टीचर को डिफाइन करता है कि टीचर सिर्फ क्लास में एकेडमिक कंटेंट देने के लिए नहीं है, वो एक गाइड का रोल भी प्ले कर रहा है, वो एक रोल मॉडल भी है, वो मेंटोर भी है। तो इसीलिए इस टीचर को मोटिवेटेड रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है। अब ये मोटिवेशन इंट्रिंसिक हो सकता है, यानी आंतरिक तौर पर उसके अंदर हो सकता है, जो कि वो इसलिए मोटिवेटेड है क्योंकि उसे अपना पर्सनल ग्रोथ करना है, उसके अंदर एक लव ऑफ टीचिंग है, उसे पढ़ाना बहुत पसंद है, उसने परिवार में पढ़ाते हुए लोगों को देखा है, उसके रोल मॉडल टीचर्स हैं। या फिर एक्सट्रिंसिक हो सकता है, कहीं बाहरी तौर पर उसे कुछ अचीव करना है, जैसे उसे कुछ रिवॉर्ड्स चाहिए, उसे रिकग्निशन चाहिए, पेपर में उसका नाम आना चाहिए, उसे बेस्ट टीचर अवार्ड मिलना चाहिए, उसके स्टूडेंट्स उसका नाम लेने चाहिए, एक्सट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन हो, कुछ भी हो, मगर अगर टीचर मोटिवेटेड है तो हमारे सामने एक ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव आउटकम आएगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ एंटायर स्कूल कम्युनिटी। इस बात में कोई दो राय नहीं है।
360 डिग्री डेवलपमेंट, होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट जो बच्चों की बात कर रहे हैं, ये वही संभव होगा जब हमारे टीचर मोटिवेटेड होंगे अपने पैशन को लेकर, अपने पढ़ाने के तरीके को लेकर, इवन ऑल कल्चर्स को लेकर। टीचर का मोटिवेशन होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। मैम आप बताएंगे कि कौन से ऐसे फैक्टर्स होंगे कि टीचर को मोटिवेटेड रख सकता है, और वी कैन से लेट्स ब्रेक डाउन व्हाट एक्चुअली ड्राइव्स टीचर्स मोटिवेशन. Research points to several key factors like a teacher's sense of purpose, autonomy in the classroom, professional growth, and a supportive work environment. Ma'am, can you please speak how these factors play a role in keeping teachers motivated? ये किस तरह टीचर्स को, हमारे शिक्षक को मोटिवेटेड करेंगे कि हाँ हमें टीचिंग प्रोफेशन को एज एक अलग तरह से हम पेश करें, हमारा प्रोफेशन नहीं है, या हमारे दिल से आने वाली चीज़ें जिसे हमें करना है, ये इनके चॉइस से लिया हुआ सब्जेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम टीचिंग करेंगे। ये इनका चॉइस ऐसा होना चाहिए कि हम टीचिंग के अलावा हम मोटिवेटेड भी रहेंगे, हमारे बच्चों को भी मोटिवेटेड रखेंगे और इसके इफेक्ट पूरे कल्चर को पड़े।
आपने बिल्कुल सही बात की मैम, और आपने बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स भी, ड्राइवर्स भी एनिमरेट कर दिए जो कि रिसर्च के थ्रू आए हुए हैं कि अगर हमें टीचर्स को मोटिवेटेड रखना है तो उसके क्या क्या की ड्राइवर्स हैं। आपने बात किया सेंस ऑफ पर्पस का। सेंस ऑफ पर्पस इज़ Very, very important, because when you talk about teachers, for many teachers, profession is more than just a job. And in fact, if you talk about like right now we are talking about integrated teacher education programs, जहाँ पर हम चाहते हैं कि जैसे 12वीं के बाद बच्चा अपना एक करियर पाथ चूज करता है, तो उसी प्रकार से टीचिंग लाइन को भी एज अ करियर पाथ चूज करे, नॉट एज समथिंग विच इज द लास्ट ऑप्शन लेफ्ट. क्योंकि तभी देन इट विल बी अ टाइप ऑफ अ कॉलिंग कि yes, I want to do this in my life, because the teachers who feel that their work has a meaning, who know that they are making a difference in their students' lives, they always tend to be more motivated as compared to the other teachers. So it is just not about the subject matter, but about the impact that they are having on the future generations. And you know, the sense of purpose is really very powerful. It is easy to forget sometimes that teaching is just not about covering a curriculum. It is about shaping lives. So that is why the new introduced ITEP program is very, very important. Second that we talked, that you only mentioned, was autonomy. You know, giving autonomy to the teachers. Many of the times we are just compartmentalizing everything and anything that is being done in the classroom environment. You know, teachers who are given the flexibility to adapt their teaching methods to their unique classroom needs, especially in the context of nowadays we are talking about inclusive classrooms. I just talked about that a little, like when we were discussing the other topic. Yeah, all sorts of academic levels. So, you know, these, if you really want to have a greater level of engagement in the class, in between the interaction that is between teacher and students to be in a more inclusive way, then you have to give the flexibility to the teachers. Autonomy allows the teachers to be creative, they can take risk, they connect with their students in a way that feels authentic to them. So we have to, you know, understand, and it is very interesting to note, because when you talk to people about teaching profession, they feel it is very rigid and scripted. But it is actually not. If we give our teachers freedom to explore different approaches, it actually drives motivation. It actually is very good. Yes. And you know, the teachers should feel that they are supported in autonomy. Whether you can give them professional development or mentorship, they will be motivated. Now, another factor which you can see is their recognition, the appreciation, because you know, ultimately it comes down that all we teachers are human beings. So we need to be, you know, whatever we are doing for the society, whatever the teachers are doing for the society, they often don't receive acknowledgement for that. They are doing so much of hard work. So a little recognition can go a really long way, whether it is from students, from parents, or from administrators. It is often overlooked factor, you know. A simple thank you can have a very huge impact. So recognition is very, very important factor. Yes, definitely. Definitely. During the parent-teacher meeting, the parent, when they come and say that my child has improved so much because of your help, it motivates.
Sir or ma'am, you are teaching my
yes.
child.
That creates such a huge impact on the teachers. So that's very, very important. And professional growth, you know, continuous professional development through training and mentorship. Because teachers need to be lifelong learners. When they have access to ongoing training and opportunities, they grow in their practice, they remain engaged. Professional development isn't just about learning new strategies. It's about feeling invested in and supported in their career with the help of others. Because, you know, supportive environment is very important. Collaborative, well-resourced atmosphere where everyone is learning from each other. And instead of, you know, creating an independent teacher, let us create a group of interdependent teachers, you know, where each of us are learning from each other. I can give you examples. Yeah.
Example. Ma'am, ये motivated teachers made a huge difference between the unmotivated means general teachers. We can teachers.
Let us not say unmotivated because you know teachers actually are doing a lot in the society, but some of the teachers have that zeal. They are definitely on a higher level of motivation as compared to other teachers, and I can share some examples of a few people. Like we don't have so much of time to take off a lot of examples, but let us understand the journey of Mr. Ranjit Singh Disale. He is the founder of Disale Foundation, and it's a Jila Parishad Primary School in Maharashtra. It's a rural school and it has the challenges that it was in a remote location. Dropout rate was high, especially among girls. There were child marriages happening. What he did was, instead of just teaching the textbook content, he introduced innovative methods like QR codes and interactive activities in the textbooks itself. There what happens was that these methods helped him to have the students to have access to extra learning materials, multimedia content. Education was made more engaging and relevant. So his motivation and determination actually helped increase the attendance and engagement in that school. He was also awarded Global Teacher Prize for his contribution to education in 2020. So his story, it shows how motivated teachers can break barriers, integrate technology, fuel change, even in the most under-resourced settings. So this is one example that I can share with the audience here. One more example is about the transformation of government school teachers. The government of Haryana, they took up this Mission Bunyad initiative, which was to improve the foundational literacy and numeracy among children in government schools, which is also one of the core objective of NEP 2020. So this initiative focused on enhancing teacher training and providing resources to teachers. Here, the teachers were not just trained in new pedagogical techniques, but also motivated to see their students as a reflection of their own success. Now, when you start looking into students' progress as a reflection of your own success, like their success and failure becomes your success and failure, you encourage teachers to be more collaborative, more creative in their teaching methods.
Yes.
So this initiative, so this initiative improved literacy rates, academic performance in state, as well as the teachers are now more motivated to become, they're adopting new innovative teaching methods.
Many schools there are smart class boards or ICT labs. They can engage students for that purpose.
There are many such examples, you know, when you look into the motivated
virtual
teachers,
labs.
yes, virtual labs. Even there are many teachers who are actually looking up after the different. They are using those digital aids that are provided in the class to give teaching and learning experiences to the adults who are not coming to the schools. Like the children are coming, but the adults, because they have to go for their work, so they are using these resources there in the evenings. So that is also a lot of examples of motivated teachers. So they are not confining their teaching experiences only to the students who are enrolled in the schools. They are going beyond that.
If teachers are motivated, that means attendance of the students also affect same things.
True, very true. The students want to come and learn in the school, yes. They don't want to miss the school.
To attend their classroom.
True, very true.
Otherwise, they get bored or they are not taking interest.
True, very true.
Ma'am, what can school leaders, administrators, and even for the teachers do to help foster this sense of motivation?
There are certain things that they can do. Supportive leadership is very important. You know, school leaders should create nurturing atmosphere. They should create a space where teachers feel safe and share ideas, to take risk and be themselves. You know, because when we talk about teachers should be motivated and all that. But then, okay, I understand motivation is also intrinsic. But at the same time, if the teacher is all the time getting bullied or is under the fear, what if something breaks down? I'm using a smart class. What happens? I use it in a different way. If it breaks down, I'm using certain teaching learning materials which are provided to me. What happens? It gets, someone takes it away back home, like some student just pick it up and take it away, or there is some sort of problems happening. So there should be a supportive environment in the school where the teacher gets the time and tools necessary to plan and reflect on their teaching. Creating opportunities for collaboration is also very important, because you know, it is crucial for teachers to feel recognized not just by students, and they should also encourage idea sharing. There should be creativity that is fostering there. And you know, the whole staff, all of them should work in togetherness. That is also very, very important.
Recognition also.
Yes, recognition is very important, very important.
मैम, ये तो आपने बताया कि मोटिवेशन, रिकॉग्नाइजेशन, टीचर के प्रोफेशनल ग्रोथ. अभी हम देखते हैं कि बहुत तरह की एक्टिविटीज स्कूल में आ गई है. अलॉन्ग विथ नॉर्मल सब्जेक्ट टीचिंग, classroom teaching, other activities are also there. At that time, many of the teachers used to do, but some are not taking
we
interest.
have to learn a lot of things, ma'am, nowadays, because of the technology interventions. Teacher needs to be ICT savvy as well, yes. So yes, they tend to, I know what you're trying to ask, it is like they tend to burn out. How will they have this work-life balance maintained? It is essential, really essential. Teachers are putting in long hours, they are grading papers late into the night because the whole day they are into the academic activities. At the same time, they are also involved in a lot of government initiatives. So it is easy for them to burn out. So they should be given time to recharge, and school authorities should encourage healthy work-life balance. That can be done by creating flexibility and autonomy.
Personal
Where
and professional,
that's
they
true.
have also to
To balance. So they are more, if we are given flexibility and autonomy, they can actually be they are more likely to stay motivated and passionate about their work. When the teachers are balanced and supported, and that is why, if you look into the screen, there are certain ways in which the teachers may be motivated. For example, offering encouragement. There's some other things should be done at a regular interval to boost their morale and confidence. Their efforts should be acknowledged by everyone, by the school, by the administrators, by the society. Then also there should be support which is available for the teachers. We always have support system for the students, but we have still not managed to create a proper support system for the teachers. We need to do that. That ecosystem needs to be created. We should value their ideas, encourage teachers to share their initiatives. As I said, rewards and recognitions are very important. We should plan fun events for teachers as well. Because when teachers go for taking picnics with their students, they are all the time counting the number of heads, is everything going fine? But there should be special fun events for teachers as well.
At that time they get much
interacted
with
they relax, they interact with, they form friendships at work. That is important.
Attachment. Students and teachers also.
Yes. So there should be some fun events organized in the school as well. The time should be allocated wisely. Whenever we are planning timetables and everything, we should see that there are times for relaxation as well. There should not be continuous academic events happening, because that leads to burnout. We should recognize stress. Stress is a part of our life and we should recognize it. We should just not see that it is...
According to the interest of teacher, we can assign their extracurricular work.
That's true. That is what the next thing says, the same thing, ma'am, which you are saying. Encourage strengths, whatever is their strength, whatever they are good at, let us involve them in their extracurricular activity. So that won't be a work for them. That will be something where they can just relax and they can enjoy. Yes, true.
And enjoying itself, it cannot make the class joyful.
That's true. So we should also foster teamwork.
Yeah. How does teacher motivation impact not just the teacher, but the students and overall school environment, ma'am?
This is something very, very important. It is like, when we actually motivate a teacher, we are actually creating a ripple effect. The same effect which is created when you put a small stone into water. It just floats all around. So similarly, when motivated teachers create positive classroom cultures where students feel inspired to learn, this leads to better student outcomes, not just academically, but socially and emotionally. When teachers are excited about teaching, that energy is contagious and students feed off that enthusiasm. And when students see their teachers invested and excited, they too become more engaged in their learning. Plus, a motivated teacher goes beyond the curriculum. They mentor, they encourage, they foster a love for learning. And this in turn creates a positive school-wide environment. So in many ways, the motivation of a teacher is a catalyst for positive change within the entire school community. It's a cycle. When teacher feels valued and motivated, they pour more into their students. And when students succeed and thrive, it provides even more motivation for the teachers to continue their work. So it's a ripple effect. The influence of a great teacher is like a ripple in water, expanding outward through generations.
As per NEP, students are the center of teaching. But teachers are the center of whole education system, I can say.
True.
If they are motivated, then education system goes on. Otherwise, it just a rigid or other form is there. We have seen that teachers' motivation is not just about one person. It's about creating a culture that nurtures and sustains passion, purpose, and professional growth. So, let's remember, when we invest in our teachers, we are investing in the future of our children and our society. Together, we can create classroom where teachers feel empowered, motivated, and inspired to make a difference. Thank you, Dr. Santana Mishra ma'am, for sharing your insight with such clarity, compassion, and conviction. Your words remind us that when teachers are inspired, empowered, and interested, they don't just teach, they transform.
True.
Today's session has reinforced the idea that real change begins not with policies alone, but with people, especially those who stand at the heart of learning, our teachers. प्रेरित शिक्षक ही परिवर्तन का मूल आधार होते हैं। बदलाव कहीं और नहीं, हमसे शुरू होता है। मैडम, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आपका भी थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू टू ऑल द ऑडियंस। थैंक यू।